Welcome to Las Vegas. Forget everything you've ever learned about poker, because tonight we're playing a game that challenges even the seasoned professional.
I don't like Razz. It's just the opposite of what we're usually trying to do.
It really is a card-catching game. If you don't hit low cards, you can't win.
With Razz, it's so frustrating. Sometimes it's like the dealer's just kicking you in the...
After playing Razz for a whole day, you really feel like you want to go beat someone up.
Now a star-studded table will try to beat each other up before the game beats them down. Razz, you won't believe it until you see it.
You scare me when you say these things.
Welcome to the 2004 World Series of Poker presented by Miller High Life. Our World Championship Razz table began with 8 world-class players, 13 bracelets between them. The action fast and furious as Chris Bjorn finished in 8th place. John Spadavecchia finished in 7th place. And Hoyt Corkins was eliminated soon after in 6th place. We began with 195 players. We're down to 5 now, and we're ready to play a game that frustrates even the best players in the world. Hello, everybody. I'm Lon McCarron alongside Norman Chad, getting set for a Razz World Championship final table. And even though the players complain about it, and incessantly do they complain about it, you're invariably going to find the best players at a Razz final table.
Yeah, the good news for TJ Cloutier and Howard Lederer tonight is that they are at the Razz final table. The bad news for TJ and Howard is that they are at the Razz final table, because this is a game that constantly frustrates and aggravates the best of players.
And one of the best players is at our championship table. TJ Cloutier, winner of 4 bracelets, is our chip leader with 93,000. And there is Howard Lederer. He has 2 World Championship bracelets at age 40. John Juanda with 29,000 chips has 3 bracelets won in the last 2 years. Dutch Boyd, a member of the crew, looking for his first championship bracelet. And there's Dr. Abel Castellano. He's a radiologist, very new to the game of Razz.
This is just like 7-card stud, except the opposite. Instead of the best hand, you want to make the worst hand. 5 low cards that don't pair.
John Juanda, you look at his hole cards on the Miller High Life Pocket Cam. He's got a 5-up and a King 4 underneath. And John Juanda throws in 2,500. The shaded cards on the screen represent the player's hole cards. Cloutier with a 6-up and a Jack 3 in the hole.
In this game, whoever has the lowest high card has the better hand. So right now, TJ with the better hand with a Jack low as opposed to Juanda's King low.
Lederer folds.
I'll be the chip leader after this pot.
Boy, that constitutes trash talking from Juanda.
How calm he is. Good cards for each player.
Yeah, they both improve. Now Cloutier drawing to a possible 8 low, and Juanda to the best low possible, 5-4-3-2 ace.
Juanda again bets 2,500. TJ with another call. And now to 5th Street. And you watch the graphic at the bottom of the screen. The cards will shift to show the player's best low hand, shown left to right. Each player still in this hand, and each holds a pair.
And you do not want pairs in this game. It impedes your progress on making a low hand with 5 unpaired cards.
And now 6th Street, another pair for Juanda.
He's going to bet it out, though, like he's got a strong hand.
You got 2 pairs, John?
3 pairs.
Yeah, you got 2.
TJ knows when you keep getting low cards, they may pair your low cards in the hole, and you keep pairing up.
I'm going for the full house.
You might be.
TJ will call the 5,000 chip bet from Juanda. And now the river card, like any stud game, is dealt face down.
All right,
I'll get a blind bet out of this one.
Juanda will bet blind. He's hoping TJ goes away. TJ has a lousy king low, and Juanda now has a better king low, king 5. TJ has to improve to win this hand.
And he does indeed. In this game, aces are low, and you see the check mark next to Cloutier shows he's got the best hand.
I have a king.
I got a Jack.
So TJ Cloutier with the Jack defeats Juanda's king.
It's a frustrating game, isn't it? Right.
TJ Cloutier outdraws John Juanda in the opening hand of this Razz World Championship. Here are the Miller High Life rules for Razz. This game is a lot like 7-card stud, except of course the low hand wins. To begin, 3 cards are dealt to each player. The first 2 are down cards. The third is up for everyone to see. A round of betting follows, as it does after each of the next 3 up cards. The 7th and last card is dealt face down. One more round of betting before players still in will reveal what they have. Now remember, the winning hand is the one with the lowest high card. Flushes and straights don't count against you, so ace to 5 is as good as it gets. This is event number 25 of 33 here at the World Series of Poker at the Horseshoe.
We're inching up towards the main event. If the main event was Razz, there'd be justifiable homicides at that $10,000 buy-in.
Abel Castellano will fold. Now to John Juanda. Hurting a bit after that loss in the previous hand. He's got 3 cards to a 6, 3, and 2.
One of the strongest starting hands you can have in Razz.
TJ Cloutier has seen better starting hands. 10-7 ace.
How deep are you, John?
You can get it all on this hand for sure.
I'm going to try to.
Well, TJ and John Juanda will clash once again.
Juwanda's problem is he doesn't have many chips, so TJ with a so-so hand is going to try to chase him down.
Great 4th Street for both. Juanda goes for 2,500. Call from TJ. And now here comes 5th Street. And each player now with a 10 low.
Juanda with the better kicker. 10-6 is a better low than a 10-7.
So Juanda will be in for 4,000, and that will put him all in.
I got a 10-7.
That's no good.
Juanda with the advantage with a 10-6 to Cloutier's 10-7.
Teach you there.
And now 6th Street.
I got a 7 now.
And that turns the tables on Juanda.
That's a disaster for Juanda now. He's going to need an ace or a 4
Take a wheel.
on the river to beat this 7 low.
All right. At least I
Cloutier
got
with a
this
5 on the river, irrelevant.
Ace or a 4?
one. Wow.
Juanda, does he have an ace or a 4? No, it's a 7.
7 no good. Huh?
TJ's 7-5 low beats Juwanda's 7-6, and Juanda is gone. And I think he's going to go kick somebody's dog.
So John Juanda will take 5th place in this Razz World Championship, earn $17,500, and TJ Cloutier adds to his chip leadership.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life. And in part by Harris Entertainment and the Toyota Tundra Double Cab. Not just big, life-sized. The World Series of Poker, presented by Miller High Life. Razz.
Welcome back to the Horseshoe and this championship table of Razz. And our Toyota chip count shows TJ Cloutier in the lead with 103,000. And Abel Castellano bringing up the rear, but the other 3 pretty close.
Yeah, but you know, Slan, people at a Razz table all look like they're waiting for blood work to come back. and just look at all the long faces. You don't see that at a county fair, but at Razz, that is standard operating procedure.
Dutch Boyd, 3 cards to an 8 over to TJ Cloutier, who will raise Dutch Boyd with a very nice hand.
One of the best you can see, 3 cards to a wheel.
Dutch Boyd will call. And so right now the prime objective for each player to get cards lower than their top card, and they each do a fine job with 4th Street.
Yeah, both are drawing very nicely, and both are going to like their hands right now.
Cloutier with the bet, Boyd with the raise, TJ with the re-raise, and there on the left is Dutch Boyd's girlfriend Gianna, and another member of the crew, Scott Fishman, next to her. Already has 2 bracelets here at the World Series. Dutch Boyd now will call the re-raise from Cloutier.
And pause for concern for him because he's got a good hand, but TJ's come back over the top of him.
5th Street now. Boyd pairs his 6th.
And TJ has made a 9 low right now, and of course he's still drawing to the best low there is.
Dutch Boyd now bets 5,000 over to TJ. Cloutier with the advantage right now, as you see, and he'll call.
Yeah, he's looking at Dutch's up cards, which are 5, 6, 8. Dutch could have an 8 low right now.
And now 6th Street, and Cloutier has a 4, and he's got the royal flush of Razz.
It's the wheel. It's also called the bicycle. It's also called the nuts. It's got a lot of names because it's the best hand you could want, and TJ bets it.
TJ's got the best hand, indicated by the check mark. Dutch Boyd now. We'll call it.
And Dutch throwing in chips that he will never see again.
A river card now. And for Cloutier, it's a 5. He's a low card magnet today.
Yes, he didn't need another one.
TJ's got a wheel. Made it on 6.
He's right.
Scott Fishman. Very nice analysis. He can't see the cards, can he?
Not that I know of. Dutch Boyd's got a king, not what he wanted.
Well, there's nothing he could get. He was drawing dead, but certainly is, as you said, not what he wanted. He will raise.
I think Dutch raised, hoping that TJ was bluffing.
Who needs you, North?
This guy could replace me tomorrow. He's absolutely correct. He's hoping TJ doesn't have much, but TJ obviously is going to re-raise with the nuts.
Catch a wheel there, TJ?
Well, it cost him 10,000 chips, but I think Dutch Boyd knows what Scott Fishman already knew.
Okay.
And a wheel and 6.
Son.
What did I say? He had a wheel and 6, just like I called it. God, so obvious.
Nothing's ever obvious to me, Lon.
Well, that took the wind out of my sails some.
Yeah, losing almost 30,000 chips will do that to you, but just playing this maddening game of Razz will take the wind out of almost anybody's sails. Just ask the professor.
When I started playing back in the late 80s, every card room would have this game off in the corner and be these sort of old guys playing Razz, and none of them seemed to be enjoying life that much. And I really think the game had a lot to do with that. No matter how good you start in Razz, 1, 2, 3, that's only 3 parts of a good 5-card hand. You might have started with the best hand and you played it well and maybe you got a good raise in, so you made an extra bet, and then you have to hope to catch another couple good cards. You just never have that feeling like you earned a Razz pot. The game really can make you crazy.
Right now, Howard Lederer second in chips, but he still doesn't seem to be in a very good mood here at this championship table of Razz. Whoa! TJ Cloutier has a special fan here.
You don't see that at a Hold'em tournament.
Remember Morgana in baseball? We've got a poker version.
Look at my wife.
His wife, Joy.
Yeah, I'm looking, TJ. Now, I'm no marital expert, but she didn't look as amused as TJ did.
Poker faces all around now. Cloutier with 3 cards to a 7. Ace-2 in the hole. Over to Howard Lederer now. He also with an ace-2 in the hole and a 5-up. Howard calls a 2,500 bet from Cloutier. Abel Castellano now looking at 6-4 in the hole, a 10 showing. And Castellano will call, stepping into a hornet's nest with TJ and Howard having better starting hands. And here comes 4th Street. And Lederer with the advantage.
Everyone drew well, and TJ wants to bet.
2,500 from Cloutier. Lederer will raise.
And he will raise because he knows based on the other players' up cards, he has the best hand at this moment. It's what we call having it board locked. No one has a better board than him.
Castellano folds wisely. TJ will call it. So now we're down to 2 with Lederer, slight advantage with the 9-5. And now 9-7, the advantage to Howard Lederer.
Yeah, he took a big lead on 5th Street, but things change in a hurry. And there you see that TJ has caught up to him. They now actually have identical low hands.
We'll see how they play it. This will be fun. Lederer 5,000. TJ raises at 5,000. Now with each player having an ace-deuce in the hole, they know that no hand can beat them right now.
And that's why they continue to raise each other again and again.
Howard re-raised. Now Cloutier does likewise. So now up to Howard Lederer to call the last 5,000 chip raise.
Yeah, these are smart guys. Lon, well, they're certainly smarter than me. I think it's now occurring to them they both have the same hand. They both think they have the other one board locked. They have the exact same low. If neither one improves on the river, we will have a split pot.
This river card will decide the pot. Lederer now shows a 6.
And he squeezes out some improvement, and he's going to bet, and TJ is going to have to improve to win this hand.
TJ does not improve, and Howard will win the hand.
Guess you caught out on me, huh? We had the same hand.
I know we had the same hand, TJ.
We had the same
I know we had
hand.
the same hand. That became clear.
Good old Razz. I hate this game more than any game in the world.
Brutal game.
Another World Series tournament is underway on the outer tables, and Phil Hellmuth is in action. Phil has an impact on every table he's at, but through Abel Castellano is even making his presence felt at this Razz championship table.
I've never played Razz, and I didn't even know what the rules were, but I looked at Phil Hellmuth's book, read about 3 or 4 pages when I was flying over here, and decided to play him. I've enjoyed the tournament a lot. It's really a star-studded table, and I'm thrilled to be there with them, because to me, these are movie stars. I think the difference between me and some of the other players is they're not necessarily going to need good cards to win this thing. I'm just going to play the best I can, but I'll need a couple of hands to win it.
Abel's going to need a lot of help to win this tournament now, but Norm, you need a little more help to win that voice back. What happened?
Well, I was playing dice last night. I was losing and losing. I lost my shirt, and eventually I lost my voice. It was a tough game.
All right, Dutch Boyd looking at 3 cards to a 5 low. And over to Abel Castellano. He's got an ace up and a 9-8 in the pocket.
And remember, ace is the lowest card in Razz. A 9-8 is not a hand you would play in a full table, but at a short table, it is a hand you would take a look at.
So Boyd's 2,500 chip bet is called by Castellano. They'll go heads up to 4th Street. And not so good for Boyd. A good card for Castellano with the 6.
And Castellano will bet as he takes the lead with the 9 low against Dutch's queen low.
And the call from Dutch Boyd. And what you'll see is big swings in that percentage as each card comes out. Just the nature of the beast. Advantage back to Boyd.
Yeah, because he now has a great draw. He's made a queen low. He's drawing to a 6. And the pair hurts Castellano.
It's 5,000 from Castellano. Boyd will call it. Scott Fishman, crew chief, checking things out.
Yeah, where's Mr. Big Time Analyst? Didn't have anything to say anything that time, huh? It's not that easy, is it?
6th Street. And again, Castellano with the advantage.
And now he has made his 9 low. And Dutch has a great draw. He's still trying to draw under that 9 low. He has ace, 4, 5, 6. A lot of cards could help him here. He's still got a shot.
River card comes down. Castellano with a 3. He improves.
Yes. And with Abel's 8 low, Dutch would have to have 3 very good hole cards to beat his 8 low.
There's Jackie Jarvis, Abel's fiancée, anxiously looking on. Dutch Boyd with a 7.
He's gone into the river and drug out a 7. And now he does have a tremendous low, a 7 low, which beats Abel's 8 low.
10,000 chip raise from Dutch Boyd. Castellano's going to have trouble getting away from this hand.
You got that right, Lon. Abel's put a lot of money in. If he loses his hand, he's virtually out of the tournament. He's going to have to call.
He does indeed. And he will turn over the cards and see that those were chips wasted to Dutch Boyd.
Oh, Dutch! Crew! The crew.
Stronger than friends, but crew. Crew.
The crew, a group of friends trying the team approach to poker.
We've got 14 money finishes this World Series alone, and hopefully it's about to get better. Brett took the Omaha High-Low Championship. Scotty took back-to-back bracelets. It's almost like we're playing a game of horse. You know, I see Scotty do this amazing dunk, and then Brett's like, well, I can top that.
There is no leader of the crew. There's some more successful players.
There is a little bit of pressure to try to catch up. Today they're not going to have anything on me. And I know that I can play at that level. So now's my chance to prove it.
Dutch Boyd and the crew just took a nice chunk of chips from Abel Castellano, and now Dutch Boyd around 60,000 chips. And he is looking at 3 cards to an 8 low. Now over to Abel Castellano. He's under 3,000 chips now. He's got a 2 up and a queen 7 in the hole.
Yeah, it's worst case scenario for him. Very few chips and not much of a hand. And he will go all in for his final 2,500.
Action over to TJ Cloutier. He has a 9 up and a 4-5 in the hole. And he will call it. Dutch Boyd calls it. And Castellano, when he's all in, has 2 callers.
You know, him and his fiancée might be able to move up their wedding date because he might be out of here pretty soon.
And a big advantage for Dutch Boyd right now.
It's tough for Castellano to watch this. He has virtually no chance of beating Dutch right now. TJ has 0 chance of winning the hand.
And 6th Street comes out. It's jacks for everyone, and Dutch Boyd with a check mark showing he has an unbeatable hand.
And Dutch again will check, trying to trap TJ, but TJ will have none of it because TJ has nothing in his hand.
And now the final down card, the river card. Dutch Boyd with a king, doesn't matter.
And he's finally going to pull the trigger. TJ can only make a 10 low here. He takes a look. He's going to finish with the 10 low. It ain't much. He's going to give it up.
Well, he has not committed many chips to the hand. He was able to check his way through to the river and does fold. Castellano, nothing he can do. He's already all in. And the results are in. And maybe that wedding's coming sooner than we thought. So Jackie Jarvis and Abel Castellano, he'll take 4th place and over $21,000 as he exits the World Series of Poker. Dutch Boyd just gets stronger.
The Toyota Points Leader is brought to you by Toyota Tundra Double Cab. Not just big, life-sized.
Ted Forrest continues to make his presence felt in the Toyota Player of the Year standings. Earlier, you saw him win a bracelet for 7-card stud 11 years after winning his last bracelet. But he waited only 19 more days to win his next, capturing his 2nd bracelet in 2004, winning the $1,500 no-limit Hold'em Championship.
The biggest field I've ever come through in a tournament. It feels great.
One man still looking for his first bracelet in 2004 was Daniel Negreanu, still using Mom's home vegetarian cooking for fuel. And as usual, Mom was there to support him as he went heads up in the $2,000 limit Hold'em event to win his first bracelet of 2004.
My mother, actually, she prepares me every day. She brings me a lunch. She's really supportive.
So I guess so we have to share that.
Yeah, something like that.
Sure.
You get your cooking feet. Give her one of these, put it under here.
And here's a look at our Toyota Player of the Year leaderboard. Daniel Negreanu is sitting in 2nd place, and Ted Forrest, on the strength of his 2 bracelets this year, is in 5th position. We are now down to 3 players at our championship table of Razz Dutch Boyd with 61,000 chips right now. Howard Lederer in 2nd position, 111,000. And our chip leader is TJ Cloutier with 121,000 with the chips and the skill at this table. Nobody is out of it. Now let's look at Howard Lederer's hole cards. He has an ace up, 8-4 in the hole.
These guys still don't look happy. They're trying to win a world championship. They're in the final 3, and they look like...
they don't want to be here, Norm.
Yeah, it's as if they're only here because of a court order.
TJ Cloutier folds, and Dutch Boyd's got a great hand, 2-3-4.
One of the best, and Howard's also got a solid hand.
He's drawing to an 8 low after 4th Street.
And he takes the lead, but Dutch still has a great drawing hand, so he can see one more even though he got the king.
3,000 from Lederer, call from Dutch. 5th Street, now 2 aces for Howard now. Not ideal.
No, so Dutch now will bet.
6,000 from Dutch Boyd.
And Howard will raise, and correctly so, Lon. He can see Dutch's board, which is king 9-2, and he knows that he's drawing to the better hand, the 8 low. So the aces aren't good, but his raise is statistically correct. He's still in a better position.
And a call from Dutch Boyd, who's got a great hand as well. 6th Street, another pair for Howard Lederer.
Okay, things aren't as good for Howard now, and Dutch keeps drawing bad cards, but Howard keeps pairing up, and all Howard now can do is call Dutch's bet. He's still drawing to the better low, the 8 low. Dutch is drawing to a 9 low.
I think any odd card now for Howard would do it, eh?
Oh, very good. He's looking for an odd numbered card. I never would have noticed that.
And the river card down, a 9 for Dutch Boyd. Now to Howard Lederer, another 4. He's got just about every low card you want, but they're all pairs.
I got 3 pair.
I would not want to see an X-ray of Howard's insides right now.
Check.
Oh, and Dutch Boyd wins the hand. A terrific hand for Dutch, though.
Takes Razz to get me into a bad mood, but it can do it.
Some of you might be wondering why we're televising Razz. It's the same reason C-SPAN televises the British House of Lords. Because we can! I love it.
Howard Lederer does have a bracelet in low ball. I don't know what he's complaining about.
And actually, TJ's won more than 60 tournaments in his life, but he's never won a Razz tournament, Lon.
All right, right now the slight advantage to Dutch Boyd with a Jack 4.
The crew is speechless right now, just gaping.
Now 4th Street, 2 great cards. Boyd still with a Jack-4, a small advantage.
Yeah, Howard bets, but Dutch got pretty much the best card he could look at, and they're very, very close, these two hands.
5th Street now, and it's Dutch Boyd who picks up the pair of 3s.
So a huge advantage for Howard, who's now drawing to a 7-low, and Dutch is well behind.
Lederer bet 6,000 now to Dutch. And Dutch will call it.
Look at that, heads and hands, just waiting for the day to pass.
And Dutch Boyd now has another pair, and the check mark by Howard Lederer's name shows he has a hand that can't be beat.
Yeah, Howard knows he cannot lose the hand based on Dutch's board, so he's hoping Dutch actually makes a jack low and will think of calling a bet on the river. Howard knows he cannot lose.
That king will not be a part of his final hand. And Howard bets 6,000. And you look at the board for Howard, he's got a 2, 3, 7, 10 showing. I see no way the Dutch can call this.
The pot's not that big. He did make his jack low. It's very, very hard to want to call this bet.
No call.
And Howard wins the hand.
Knew it was going to be a horse race.
With 3 very unhappy horses.
The World Series of Poker presented by Miller High Life, Razz.
Back at the Horseshoe, Razz is a low ball game. Players trying to get the lowest hand possible.
And remember, ace is the lowest card in Razz. Your best Razz hand is 5, 4, 3, 2 ace. That's called the wheel.
TJ Cloutier with an ace and a 7-8 in the hole. And he'll bet 3,000. The shaded cards on your screen are the player's hole cards. To our chip leader, Dutch Boyd, who has a great hand, a 4-up and a 6-2 in the hole. 4th Street and a pair of aces for Cloutier. Tough luck.
Yes, and Dutch with one of the best drawing hands you could have. A dominant position right now over TJ in this hand.
3,000 chip bet from Boyd, a call from TJ. 5th Street now, and Cloutier gets some help with a 4.
Yeah, Dutch gets no help at all, and that's the thing in shorthanded, Lon. Things change so quickly, as you've mentioned. It doesn't take much of a hand sometimes to win. They're both drawing to a pretty good hand.
Dutch checked, TJ bet 6,000, and now Boyd with the raise of 6,000.
All right, caught the old man in a little trap there. He knows he's got a great drawing hand, and he's hoping to make this with a draw to a 6-low.
All right, 6th Street after the call from TJ. And the 5 will give Boyd an unbeatable hand.
3? Maybe he's got ace deuce in there. That'd be sick.
Scott, not that far off, Lon. I mean, Fishman's starting to scare me. I'm not going to play poker with him anytime soon.
I would advise that strongly.
Yeah, TJ cannot win the hand. He doesn't know that. Dutch doesn't even know he has the hand clinched yet. Based on TJ's board, TJ could still make a wheel, but we know that's not the case, so Dutch is in command.
The only way Boyd can lose it is if he folds. The river card pairs his 2. And he will bet 6,000 to TJ.
Even if TJ doesn't improve, I got to believe he's going to call this hand, and he has improved, so he's induced a call.
The 6.
Dutch with a 6, 5, 4, 3.
And the news is out to TJ Cloutier.
Yes. Big pot. Big pot.
5,000 at a time.
It ain't gonna be that easy.
Nothing comes easy for anyone taking on the venerable TJ Cloutier.
Well, last July 28th, I had a heart attack. In October, I got a bunch of headaches, and I came back and I had a blood clot on the brain, and they opened my head up and got rid of that thing, and now the neurosurgeon said I'm fine now. I'm 65. I'm the dinosaur. There's a lot of the young guys are very good players, don't get me wrong, but they might beat me and they're not going to outplay me. I'm not ready to pass the torch yet, don't get me wrong. I want to win more World Series tournaments than anybody in history. So we'll see what happens.
A big hulking poker player, TJ Cloutier, always a dominant force at any table he sits at.
Right.
He has made 35 final tables here at the World Series in his career.
Amazing. He's got a 2 down, a 10 jack in the hole. And now Howard Lederer with an ace-2 in the hole and a 10 up.
Yeah, TJ hoped to take it down right there, but Howard's got good hole cards, so he's going to play.
I check. You like 10-10?
Yeah. I like having the best hand, that's all.
I've had best hands zillions of times and couldn't bet them. I check.
Howard still can bet. Despite the pair, he is still a 3-1 favorite to win this hand.
Now Cloutier calls the 6,000 from Howard. And now 5th Street with Lederer still firmly in the lead, and Howard with another pair. That's got to get under his skin.
TJ's betting his king low because he sees that Howard is showing 2 pair. Howard comes back with a raise. Howard knows he has the better drawing hand. He still can make a 10 low. TJ can only make a jack low.
Okay. He's telling me he's got the best draw.
I think I do. How could this not be the best draw?
The professor is right.
Go.
Oh, you're checking?
About half the deck will make Howard's hand. He's still an overwhelming favorite. He's got to get there, though.
The river card, another ace for Howard.
And I made my 3 pair.
Good, I got a king.
Oh, my God.
I don't think I've ever seen Howard Lederer stand up at a poker table unless he's going to the bathroom.
I can see why you got to be crazy playing this game every day.
You ain't kidding.
See why. Wow.
And if you ask Howard Lederer, Razz is a 4-letter word.
The World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions, an ESPN special event. 9 of the world's top rounders will be chosen to ante up for $2 million.
Well, I walked into the room, passing out $100 bills. I'm in this town.
Winner.
Here comes the river card.
Take
the full house. And that is it. Wow.
The World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions. Tuesday, September 21st at 9 p.m. Only on ESPN. Deal.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life. And in part by Harrah's Entertainment. And Levitra. Ask your doctor about it today. Levitra, when it counts.
With 32 tournaments before the main event, all players try to build momentum going into the big one. Men, the Masters seems to be having a rough time of it now. 2-time world champion Doyle Brunson is keeping pace with the field. And another world champion, Chris Jesus Ferguson, is also here, as we've come to learn his skills with a deck of cards go way beyond his poker playing abilities. We've seen Chris Ferguson take out a banana, a pickle, and even a carrot with a playing card. Back at our Razz Championship table, the Toyota chip count, Dutch Boyd still in the lead.
They should have a Toyota ulcer count when they're playing Razz, Lon.
I don't know if they could keep up. Dutch Boyd with an ace up, 8 jack in the hole. He'll bet 4,000 over to TJ Cloutier, 3 cards to a 6 low, and he is going to raise it 4,000. So it's 8,000 to Howard Lederer, who kicks it in. He must have got another pair. He's been drawing pairs all day long. He's going to sit this one out.
He's going to brood in silence.
4th Street, and paint for each player, and Cloutier still with a 2-1 advantage.
Like the queen.
And he'll bet 4,000.
Well, he doesn't like the queen, but he likes the queen better than Dutch's king, so he bets as he should.
And on 5th Street, Cloutier ups his advantage now.
Yeah, if he liked it last time, he's going to like it a lot more right now on 5th Street.
8,000 now. The Dutch, who will call. And now 6th Street comes. And it's a 7 for Cloutier. You see by the check mark, he's got an unbeatable hand. This could cost Dutch a lot more chips.
He's made a 7 low. Dutch can only improve to an 8 low, so TJ cannot lose the hand. And Dutch will call on 6th Street.
And now the river card face down. How deep can Cloutier get Dutch Boyd to go?
Well, TJ still has a queen on board, so even the jack for Dutch could win, theoretically. So if he makes an 8 low, he's made a 10 low.
That improves the hand.
Yeah,
that might affect his thinking.
Well, he looked like he was going to call. Now he's thinking twice. Maybe he wants to save those chips maybe for a new do-rag.
Dutch Boyd looks like he's in pain on this decision. Throws him in and calls.
6.
It's good.
So TJ Cloutier takes a nice hand from Dutch Boyd, and TJ getting the low cards exactly when he needs them.
I did have you all the way, Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sure did, baby.
Well, the old pro feeling a little pep in his step as he got to kick the youthful punk in the midsection there and take in a few chips.
So the player's patience continues to wear thin. Your voice box hanging in there?
If I didn't have to talk to you all night, I'd be fine.
Boyd with a bring in bet. Cloutier with a nice hand. 3 cards to a 7 low. A nicer hand for Howard Lederer. 3 cards to a 6 low. And he will raise to 8,000. Dutch Boyd, too rich for him. TJ Cloutier will make the call.
So the 2 old war horses will go at it again. Well, Howard's a middle-aged war horse.
40 years old and all. 4th Street, a tray. Nice catch for Cloutier. And now 5th Street. TJ has picked the right day to play low ball, Norm.
TJ's already made a 7 low. Howard is drawing to a 6 low. Remember, we're playing limit poker, not no limit. There's limits to each betting round. The limits go up as the night wears on.
I'm going to raise.
I got a made 7. Hold on. I got another 500.
Well, TJ thought he was raising Howard back all in and told him his hand already, but Howard did have 1 chip left.
All right, so we go to 6th Street. Howard knows all the information that he needs to know.
And now Howard has information he doesn't want to know. He's all but closed out. TJ's made a 6 low. Howard will have to get a 3 on the river, or his day of misery will be over.
Howard has thrown in his last chip, and the river card does come face down. And he did not get the 3, and that is it for Howard Lederer. He might say thank you to TJ Cloutier.
Yeah, he should go take a good schwitz now.
So Howard Lederer will finish this Razz World Championship in 3rd place and take home almost $29,000 for his efforts. Defeated here in his final hand by TJ Cloutier, who had been a nemesis all day long, but more than TJ was the game that did in Howard.
I felt very frustrated there, but that's what Razz is. You know, I didn't let it affect my play. I let it affect my mood, but that's kind of getting in with the flow of Razz anyway, so, you know, it's okay.
The World Series of Poker presented by Miller High Life. Razz.
So we are down to our final 2, a great clash of old school and new blood.
No matter how it comes out, baby, it's been a pleasure playing with you.
It's been a real pleasure.
I won't remember your name if I played with you 10 years ago, but I remember your face and how you play poker.
It doesn't matter if you've been playing 20 years or 30 years. The learning curve for this game is pretty quick, and you can get dangerous in a short amount of time.
Everybody asks me how good are the young guys, and I says, come back in 10 years and ask me, and I'll tell you.
Tournament poker, it takes a lot of endurance and a lot of stamina, and I think it's turning into a young man's game.
I've seen a lot of people come through for 1 or 2 years and do real good, and then you never hear them again.
I know that I'm one of the best players out there, so now's my chance to prove it.
So Dutch Boyd looking for his first World Championship bracelet. TJ Cloutier his 5th. Boyd with a bring-in bet of $1,500.
Dutch just started playing this game. TJ, I guarantee you, started playing it at the age of 4, even though he doesn't like it.
Well, he likes what he has in his hand right now. He's got an 8-up, a Jack-4 in the hole.
Dutch call.
He will complete the bet, 4,000, and Dutch Boyd will call. And Cloutier with the big advantage after 3 cards, 4th Street, and Cloutier continues to collect the low digits. And he'll bet 4,000. Dutch calls.
Dutch with a slightly loose call there, but he's got a 3-5 he's hoping to improve with.
And now 5th Street. An ace for Boyd. Cloutier is 7.
Well, TJ has made the jack low. Dutch is drawing to a jack low.
You raised?
Dutch has raised. It's a bit of surprise. Right now his hand is a 3-1 underdog. It's not that good of a hand.
Must have a fantastic draw.
He doesn't have a fantastic draw, but he must figure that TJ has real rags in the hole to make that raise.
The check mark shows Cloutier has an unbeatable hand. He can't wait to get the chips in the pot.
Yeah, this is time to cut your losses if you're Dutch. Razz is a game of patience, and you don't want to chase. And he is staring at a board of 2, 3, 7, 8, and he can only make a jack low.
And he's got chips in his hand.
I don't even know why he has chips in his hands. He's releasing them.
A call from Dutch Boyd.
I cannot condone that behavior.
About as loose a call as you can get. And now the river card will come face down. Cloutier has the hand 1, and he even improves on the river card. Hell, he doesn't need to.
To still be in this hand, I can only assume Dutch thinks that TJ has nothing in the hole or has continued to pair his up cards. And he will call again.
7-5.
Dutch Boyd had chances to get away from the hand, but he was too stubborn.
Sure looks good from here.
Yeah, what wasn't good for Dutch is that he made a terrible read on TJ on 5th Street, should have gotten out of the hand, then chased down cards he shouldn't have played and gave away a lot of his remaining chips.
And you do see the chip stack of TJ Cloutier, a huge advantage now over the young Dutch Boyd.
Yeah, Dutch only 23, but this game has aged him, Lon. He has been impatient. The impatience has cost him here.
A couple of 9s and a queen for Dutch Boyd. Now TJ Cloutier, an 8 up, a king 6 in the hole.
So that type of hand you either raise with or you fold with. And he does neither.
Or you could call it. That's not a bad choice. 4 straight, each player gets a 7, but Boyd can't afford to stay neck and neck with TJ. He needs to get better cards.
TJ caught really good there, and there's no reason for Dutch to continue. Right now, he's staring at the probability of finishing with a queen low, and he's looking at 8-7. He should have been so far gone right here.
Got a call from Boyd as we go to 5th Street, and good cards for each player now.
TJ checked, though, this time, which is curious. And this is more curious.
An 8,000 chip bet from Boyd. TJ wastes no time dipping into his chips.
This game is causing Dutch to make involuntary sounds.
Once again, TJ Cloutier has an unbeatable hand.
Yeah, he has an 8 low, and the best low Dutch can make is a 9 low.
And 8,000 from Cloutier. And Dutch just could not get away from his hole cards.
I don't know why it was even in the hand early on. Here's the crew. They have as good of a chance of winning this hand as Dutch does. None!
But Dutch Boyd is reaching 8,000 more chips destined for TJ Cloutier.
And he'll probably get more in the river, and I'll tell you why. Dutch has virtually no chips left now. So if he's to lose this hand, he's virtually out of the tournament. Of course, he shouldn't be in the hand. He's staring at TJ's 8-7, 4-3. He can only make a 9 low. TJ improves, though he does not need to. And Dutch really at this point is on a bad road, a bumpy road, an unpaved road. It's a dark road, Lon.
With a bad car.
I tell you, he's going to keep driving on it because he's got virtually no chips left.
It's 8,000 over to Dutch Boyd. And he will call it.
3-7.
TJ with.
Jesus. He caught every card in the deck, dude.
Scott's starting to sound like me. His analysis is getting worse.
A very frustrated and short-stacked Dutch Boyd.
Yeah, you have to sit and wait for cards in this game. Late, he was unable to do that, and it has cost him a chance at this championship, probably.
TJ Cloutier looking at a 6-up, a 9-5 in the hole, bets 1,500.
And TJ now very close to his first Razz tournament win ever.
Dutch Boyd with a 5-up, a king 9 in the hole, and he will go all in with his remaining chips.
Yeah, he pretty much had to go in even if he had 3 cards from a pinochle deck.
And Dutch Boyd is all in. And TJ Cloutier with a huge advantage. 4th Street now. Cloutier, a pair of 6s, and now we're 50-50.
That's the best news Dutch has seen in quite a while.
And now talk about a swing.
Yeah, Dutch is starting to get a little lucky now. He's taking the lead in the hand.
He's smiling almost. Cloutier, though, now with the ace.
But Dutch has a very good hand. He's made a 10 low, so he's a 2-1 favorite now going into the river.
Tell me I don't have to look.
I'm in a good 9, 9-6.
Ooh.
That hurts.
That means Dutch needs a 3, 4, or 6, or this is over.
He flips it. It is a 5, and that's going to do it. Dutch Boyd eliminated. TJ Cloutier has won this Razz World Championship.
Let's hear it for Dutch Boyd.
Boy, he wore down the younger player.
And win or lose, the crew is there to support their man, and TJ Cloutier wins his first bracelet in 6 years.
You play great, buddy.
Thanks. Can I see it?
Sure. You'll win many of them, so don't worry about it.
We'll see.
Dutch Boyd will have to wait another day to win his championship bracelet for TJ Cloutier. The cards came his way, and he played them perfectly. Today, tempers were short.
I know we have the same hand, TJ.
And the frustrations continued throughout the day.
I hate this game or any game in the world.
Brutal game.
It finally came down to a battle between youth and experience.
5,000 at a time.
It ain't gonna be that easy.
And in the end, the old gunslinger showed us he still had a few more bullets left in his gun.
Seems like every time we look up, a 22 or 23-year-old is winning a bracelet. How'd you sneak in here today?
Somebody had to do something for the dinosaurs. Everything seemed to go my way when it counted.
For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran, and thank you for watching the 2004 World Series of Poker.